So unknown whether the government shuts down just 2 weeks from tonight.
There is simply no sign Congress is close to a budget deal to keep it open. Business leaders here are taking the threat so seriously, they're planning a training program on Tuesday. It's to coach bosses on how to get ready for the serious economic blow a shutdown would mean for the district. Our Gary Nurnberg is in Northwest with more on the planning. Gary?
Well, Anita, business as usual means that the Pauls take it to the brink and then cut a deal at the last minute to keep the government from running out of money. But local business leaders think this isn't business as usual, that a government shutdown is a very real possibility for which the region has to prepare.
Oh! In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
They just can't get a deal.
This makes no sense.
House Republicans want to cut at least $60 billion from this year's budget.
When we say we're going to cut spending, read my lips. We're going to cut spending.
Democrats argue the cuts are too severe, and if big cuts aren't made,
shut her down if that's what it takes.
We're telling people, pay attention to this. It is looming, and don't listen to the Capitol Hill folks right now that are saying, oh no, it'll all be fine. We're getting the real sense it's not going to be fine, and we better be prepared.
His Greater Washington Board of Trade is planning a Hilton Get Ready for a Shutdown session Tuesday.
Get prepared. Understand that this may mean fewer guests coming to visit your hotel, fewer people coming to spend money in your restaurants.
Because federal workers won't be getting paid, federal contractors won't be getting paid, tourists won't be able to get into museums and monuments, and will stay home with their money.
It's like a big storm coming to town. You can't do anything to prevent it, but you can make sure that you're prepared to protect yourself.
An economic blow at a time of fragile economic recovery.
There will be less money early part of the year to spend on things like shopping and vacations and trips and home improvements in the Greater Washington region.
And Dinniger makes an interesting additional point. During the last shutdown in the mid-1990s, federal workers eventually got back pay for those 21 days of missed work. But this year, federal workers are targets for budget cutters. So the prospects of back pay this time, well, Anita, you know the answer to that one.
Absolutely, Gary. Okay, let's talk about one example of the ripple effect if the government shuts down.
Take Mr. Dinniger's example of a restaurant near federal buildings downtown. Federal workers don't show up, lunch and business goes through the floor, the restaurant owner lays off cooks and chefs, doesn't buy as much from the food wholesaler, who may have to lay off people, he doesn't buy as much from the butcher, who may have to lay off people, they go home, try to cut their spending, don't go to the movies, you need fewer ushers, they go home, and on and on and on. And then the question is, if there's a recovery, how long does it take and when?
Let's hope it doesn't happen at all. Gary Nurnberg, thank you.